This is amazing. So not only the film, but you have been touring with a Madea stage show.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
sort of a farewell tour for you and
Yeah.
the character. 130 shows?
130 shows. We're 35 in, still sold out. 30,000 people a week. It's insane.
I can't even imagine. It must be, I mean, you've obviously had a relationship with this character for so long. I can't imagine what that relationship with the audience is like. They must be so happy to be seeing it live.
Yeah, it's awesome. I've been doing these live shows for about 20 years now, and we close. Well, the week before we close, we're here at Radio City, so it's going to be a pretty amazing.
And then you
special.
decided to wrap it up in Atlanta. That's going to be the last one?
Yes.
That's
I wanted
great.
to just add it home so I can wrap it up at home.
And then, unless people are worried, because I know you've been saying you might want to retire the character, but Medea's family funeral, this is not Medea's funeral.
It's not her funeral, but that old broad is dead, man. I'm done. I'm
You
done.
really?
I'm done. Yeah. She's been a good character. It's been a great franchise. It's done really well. But yeah, it's time.
And why did you decide to make her last film at a funeral?
Well, first of all, I don't want to be her age playing her, so I said let's time shut it down. But the funeral thing is, I've seen so much fun. And if you ever get a chance, please go to a black person's funeral. Just listen, even if you don't know them, just stop by and sit in the back. It's going to be really long, and you're going to have just write down some notes, man. It's hysterical sometimes. Hysterical.
I'm happy to hear that.
Have you ever been to a black person's funeral?
No, but when I go, I'm going to say you sent me,
Exactly
just so you
right.
know.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Just sit there
I don't want to just show
sit there
up.
and make notes. Yeah.
And but now I heard you say you might be willing to do a prequel to
Yes.
Madea. We might see young Madea.
Yes, with a real actress, because
Yeah.
I'm done. No more pantyhose for me, brother. I'm done. So, yeah, with a real actress playing her from back in the 70s, I think it would be a lot of fun.
I think everybody's fear would be like, how didn't you retire a character? Are you worried you can't come up with another one? You already have in this film.
Yeah.
We met a new one, Heathrow.
Heathrow. Her brother.
Uncle Heathrow, her
Uncle
brother.
Heathrow, yeah.
And you went for it in a way only you can.
Yep. He says he's a war hero. He lost his legs in the war. He's in a wheelchair. But the truth is, he got shot by a gangster. he bought all of his war medals at Walmart. So it's not. He was never in the war.
All right, yeah. Well, I think hopefully we'll have a long life with Heathrow as well.
Yes,
Do
he's fun.
people, I imagine, because you, again, like you said, you decided to put Madea at a funeral, I imagine your audience decides all the time where they want to see Madea. Do they pitch ideas to you?
I've heard some crazy ideas.
Yeah.
Madea goes to England. Madea goes to Africa. Madea goes to Wakanda. I mean, come on. I don't think that's going to work.
I actually would argue that it would make a ton of money.
No.
I would check out Madea Goes to Wakanda.
I'll pass on it.
You also am very different. I mean, I will say this really speaks to your range that you
Yeah.
can in the same year play Uncle Heathrow
Yeah.
and Colin Powell in Vice.
Yeah, isn't that something? Isn't
That
that
is a
something?
lot. You are quite an actor. And this was Adam McKay's film Vice. It was
The
nominated.
brilliant Adam McKay.
Brilliant Adam McKay.
Yeah.
And you actually reached out to Colin Powell.
Yeah, before I did it, I wanted to make sure it was okay. I didn't want to just when you're going to play somebody living, you don't want to insult them.
Sure.
So if they're dead, it's like, oh well. But when they're living, you want to hey, is this okay? And he was very gracious and sent me his book to read and everything. So it was wonderful.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
And you also, this is really cool. You're doing I guess you've already shot it, but you're doing a tribute to Aretha Franklin.
Yes.
Coming out March 10th, right?
March 10th. Yeah, I'm hosting. It's really great.
That's great. And
That's why I couldn't do the Oscars. I was busy.
Right. Well, I'll get back to Aretha.
Okay.
You were at the Oscars.
Yeah.
And you presented. And you made light of the fact that I think it was cinematography. Is
Yeah.
that which was going to be during the commercial break. And I will say, for all the talk about how the Oscars had trouble going into it, I thought it was a really good night.
It was a great show without a host. And I loved it because it was shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, it took about 20, 30 minutes off not having a host. I thought it was great. They did a great job.
I agree, and I thought there were some really nice moments. But this Aretha thing, Aretha was a fan of Madea as well.
Yes, she would. The first time she called me, it's like, this is Aretha Franklin. I'm like, oh my God, how are you? She's like, I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to Madea. I'm like, well, she's not real, right? She's like, I don't care. Put her on the phone. So I say, you have to give her R-E-S-P-E-C-T. So I say, hello, how are you, Miss Franklin? How you doing? Yeah, just went for it.
And was it just wonderful to pull together? I mean, there must have been so much to put together an Aretha tribute.
Well, listen, Clive Davis, from J Records and all in the past, he was the one who pulled it all together, and it was really fantastic.
That's great. I can't wait to see that.
I think it's the Grammys. The Grammys did it with Clive.
Okay.
Or no, just the Grammys. I don't want to get in trouble. I'm just gonna do.
I think you covered it.
It's an Aretha. Everybody was there. It was a black funeral. We all were there. We all were there.
And we mentioned We mentioned Medea and we mentioned the Oscars, and you did the show
Yeah.
at the Dolby Theater.
This was a few weeks before the Oscars.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
was playing my farewell tour there, and that last show we had like 10,000 people on that Saturday show, and I was looking at all these Oscar people on the wall with John Connery with his Oscar, these black and white images. They're beautiful. So I went across the street, bought some fake Oscars, dressed Medea up in a beautiful gown, took a picture, black and white, and I put it up on the wall. And I said, by the time I come from the Oscars, somebody's going to see this. It's going to be gone. It was still there.
Yep, there's the photo.
It's still there. It's still there.
There's,
Still there.
and there's proof that it's still there.
The Oscars.
That's fantastic. Well,
I think the cleaning person's going to be in trouble, though. How can you clean all these and not know that something's wrong with this image?
I
here?
gotta say, I bet that for a lot of people, something's very right about that image,
Yeah,
and they have
well,
no problem with that being
I'll
on the
take
wall.
that. I'll take
Hey,
that.
man, thank you so much for being back.
Always
Congratulations.
my pleasure. Always my pleasure. Thank you.